Welcome, my dear. I am so glad you're here with me today. There's a part of you that's searching, that's opening, that's beginning to understand that your words matter, not just a little, but completely. And I want to assure you right now, everything can begin to change the moment we start becoming aware. The fact that you're here means that some part of you is already awakening to the truth that you are not broken, that you are not stuck, and that the life of abundance you dream of is not out of reach. It's already within you, simply waiting to be welcomed. Sometimes we find ourselves wondering, why hasn't it happened for me yet? Why do I feel like I try and try, but the money doesn't come, or if it does, it doesn't stay? These thoughts are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signals, little messengers, inviting you to look within with love, not judgment. And today, we're going to look at something very gentle but very powerful, a simple word that might have been quietly creating blocks in your path to wealth. A word you may say without even noticing. A word that, once replaced with something kinder, can begin to open the flow of prosperity in your life. I want you to know that there is no shame in not knowing. There is no blame in having used words that didn't support your dreams. We all learn from the world around us, and sometimes the words we pick up are filled with fear, lack, and limitation. But the beautiful thing is, we can choose new words. We can choose new beliefs. We can choose again and again and again with love. You see, every word you speak is a message to your life. It's like placing an order with the universe. When you speak with love, when you speak with hope, when you speak with belief in your own value, the universe listens and it responds, not always right away, but always, always in time. Today, we begin by gently noticing the words that we say, especially the ones that slip through so often we hardly notice they're there. Because sometimes that one word repeated over and over becomes like a locked door between you and the wealth you long for. Now let me ask you something soft and simple. What if you didn't need to work harder to receive more? What if you just needed to speak differently? Not forcefully, not loudly, but lovingly, with faith, with trust. Everything we say is like a little prayer, and sometimes we're praying for things we don't want, simply because we haven't realized the power of our own voice. But that's changing now. You are waking up. You are remembering who you truly are, and who you are is someone worthy of wealth, joy, ease, and well-being. Let's begin to open this door together. You don't need to rush. We'll go gently, as we always do. Just for now, place your hand softly on your heart. Breathe in deeply and release it slowly. Allow yourself to settle into this moment. This is a moment of great power, because this is the moment you begin to speak wealth into your life, not by shouting, but by becoming aware, by choosing to speak with love. That's where transformation begins. Let's talk about how deeply powerful your words truly are. You may not realize it yet, but everything you speak carries an energy. Every word has its own rhythm, its own vibration, and it moves through your body, into your mind, and out into the world. Words are not just things we say. They are the seeds we plant in the garden of our lives. Think of your thoughts as little seeds and your words as the water that helps them grow. When you speak kindly, You're watering the seeds of joy, wealth, love, and peace. When you speak with fear or lack, you're watering weeds. But even weeds can be gently pulled. Even rocky soil can be softened. That's the beauty of this journey. No matter what you've spoken in the past, you can choose new words now. So many people believe they must struggle and push and prove in order to receive. But the truth is, the universe is always listening to the deeper message behind our words. If your words say, "It's too hard," or "I never get ahead," or "There's never enough," then the energy of those beliefs is what begins to shape your life. Not because you're being punished, not at all, but because your life is always responding to what you truly believe is possible. And our beliefs are shaped by our words. The more we say something, the more it becomes part of us. It becomes a quiet background program running underneath everything we do. That's why it's so important to notice, not with shame, but with compassion, to simply become aware of what you're speaking into your life, day by day, moment by moment. There is such freedom in this, because when you become aware, you become powerful. You begin to see that you are not stuck, you are not limited, you are simply repeating old thoughts, old phrases that were never really yours to begin with. And now you can choose something new. Let's take a moment to feel that together. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath deepen. Say this softly to yourself. I am learning to speak with love. I am choosing words that support my dreams. I am open to the abundance that is already around me. You don't need to get it perfect. You just need to become gentle with yourself, kind with your words. Every kind word is like a warm light shining into the corners of your life, even the ones that feel dark, especially those. Now we're ready to talk about the word that may be quietly repelling the wealth you desire. It's not a word meant to harm. In fact, it's often used with good intention. But because of its vibration, its energy, it creates a message of rejection, a wall rather than a window. That word is can't. I can't afford it. I can't have that. I can't believe this would happen to me. Do you see how heavy those phrases feel? Even just reading them can make the body feel tense, the chest feel tight. Can't is a word that closes. It tells the mind to stop hoping. It tells the heart to stop reaching. It puts up a wall between you and the natural flow of wealth that is always trying to reach you. Now let's be gentle. Can't is a word many of us learned early. Perhaps we heard it in childhood. Perhaps we were told it often. And so we began to tell it to ourselves. It became normal. It became familiar. But just because something is familiar does not mean it is helpful. And now that we are more aware, we can begin to change. When you say, I can't, what you are really saying is, I believe it is not possible. But what if you don't have to believe that anymore? What if you could simply say something softer, something more open, like, it's not for me right now, but I am open to receiving. I choose to wait for what feels right and abundant. I trust the right moment will come. These phrases don't deny your current reality, but they leave room for change. They leave room for the universe to surprise you. They speak the language of hope, and hope is the first door that wealth walks through. Now, I want you to take a deep breath again. Let the word can't rise up in your mind. See it gently, without blame. And now, softly, with love, release it. Say quietly in your heart, I no longer need to speak about limitations. I choose to speak life into my finances. This is not about pretending. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about choosing the words that build bridges instead of walls. Choosing the words that help you grow. When you say, I can't, you close the gate. But when you say, I am willing to believe, you open the flow. You open the way for ideas, for support, for unexpected miracles to arrive. And you are so deserving of miracles, you always have been. Let's begin today by noticing this one word, can't, and gently replacing it with something loving, something hopeful, something true. Your words create your world, and the moment you begin to speak as if you are already loved, already supported, already enough, your world begins to shift, not overnight, but always, always in time. You are not just learning new words, you are remembering your power, you are remembering your voice, and your voice is sacred. Your voice can create wealth, peace, joy, and love. Speak kindly to yourself, speak abundance, speak life, and just like that, everything begins to change. Sometimes the words we speak aren't even ours. They're echoes, carried from the past, passed down through generations, absorbed from the world around us. We hear them in conversations, in classrooms, in television shows, in quiet moments growing up when we weren't even aware we were listening, and yet those words take root. They shape how we feel about ourselves. They shape what we think is possible. When we say things like, I can't afford that, or that's just not for people like me, it often isn't coming from our truth. It's coming from something that was planted long ago. Maybe it was spoken by someone who was afraid, someone who struggled, someone who meant well but didn't know how powerful words really are. And so we took it in, and without knowing it, we began to repeat it. There's no need to feel bad about that. No need to feel guilty. This is how so many of us learn. But now, because you are becoming aware, you have a new choice. You can begin to speak from a place of love rather than fear, from a place of hope rather than scarcity. And it all begins by gently noticing where those words came from. Sometimes when people use words like can't or never or broke, they're not really talking about money. They're talking about feeling unworthy. They're talking about pain they haven't healed. They're talking about disappointment that they've carried for so long. It became normal. But you are not meant to carry that forever. You are here now, and now is a new moment. I want you to know something. You are allowed to change the story you tell yourself. Even if the world around you hasn't changed yet, your inner world can begin to shift right now. It doesn't require anyone's permission. It only requires your willingness to try. Begin by listening to yourself with kindness. Pay attention to the words you speak about money, about opportunity, about your own worth. When you hear something that sounds small, tight, or closed off, pause. Don't judge it. Just notice. Ask yourself, where did I first learn to say this? Is it still true for me now? If the answer is no, then you are free to choose another way. Freedom begins with awareness, and awareness begins with love. Your body listens to everything you say. Every word you speak is not just sound, it is energy. It moves through your body, touching your cells, influencing your breath, your posture, even the rhythm of your heart. When you speak words of fear, your body tightens. Your chest may grow heavy. Your stomach may clench. It is your body's way of protecting you, of responding to perceived danger. But here's something beautiful. When you speak words of peace, your body softens, your breath deepens, your shoulders relax, your heartbeat finds its rhythm. You begin to feel safe again, and safety is the soil in which abundance grows. Wealth is not just a number in a bank account. It is a feeling. It is a state of openness, of flow, of connection to life. When your thoughts are loving and your words are kind, your body opens. Your energy field becomes clear. You become receptive. And in that state, wealth can find you. It can reach you because you are aligned with its frequency. Think of it this way. When you speak in a way that feels like struggle, your body tenses, and that tension creates a signal that says, I am not ready to receive. But when you speak with trust, with love, with ease, your body relaxes, and that relaxation sends a message, I am safe, I am ready, I am open. The connection between your mind, your words, and your body is sacred. It is a partnership, and when they work together, miracles happen. But it begins with noticing how certain words make you feel. Does saying I can't make your shoulders drop or rise with tension? Does I am always provided for make you breathe a little easier? Trust what your body tells you. It always speaks the truth. Let's take a moment together now. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Close your eyes gently. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. As you exhale, whisper softly, I am open to receive. I speak life into my body. I speak peace into my mind. I speak about wealth into my future. Feel the energy of those words ripple through you. Let them become a part of you. This is how we begin to change, not by forcing, but by aligning, not by shouting, but by softening. When your body feels safe, your soul begins to shine, and that shine draws prosperity toward you like sunlight draws flowers to bloom. Now that you understand how words and the body are connected, let's talk about new ways to speak. We don't need to erase everything we used to say. We only need to replace it with something better, something that feels gentle and true, something that opens rather than closes. If you've been saying, I can't afford that, try saying, I choose to wait for the right moment. Or, that's not my priority right now, but I'm creating space for more. These phrases don't deny your current reality. They honor it, but they also leave the door open for change. If you find yourself saying, I'll never have enough, try instead, every day I am learning to receive more, or I trust that what I need is always on its way. These words carry a vibration of possibility. They don't pretend, but they don't shut the door either. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are gentle reminders. They are like notes of encouragement you give to your inner self. When you speak to them with love, again and again, they begin to rewrite your beliefs. They plant new seeds, and in time, those seeds grow into new experiences. Let's speak a few together now, slowly, allowing each one to settle deep within. I am open to receiving wealth in expected and unexpected ways. My words support my growth and abundance. I deserve to speak lovingly about money and about myself. Each word I choose creates space for miracles. Use these phrases when you wake up in the morning. Whisper them as you prepare your tea or brush your hair. Let them become the background music of your life. The more often you speak to them, the more natural they become. And the more natural they become, the more they shape your reality. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're simply practicing. Day by day, word by word, we are building a new inner home, a place where love is spoken fluently, a place where wealth is welcome. Now take a pen and a piece of paper. Let this be a moment of quiet reflection. Write down 5 common things you say about money. Don't overthink it. Just write what comes to mind. Then take a breath. Look at each one with compassion. Ask yourself, does this support the life I want to create? If it doesn't, gently write a new version beside it, one that feels softer, one that feels true. This is not just writing. This is transformation. This is how new beliefs are born. And if you feel resistance, that's okay too. Resistance is not failure. It is simply a sign that something old is being questioned. Breathe through it. Keep going. You are doing beautiful work. The words you choose today will shape your tomorrow, and with each loving sentence, you are building a foundation for a life that feels rich in every way. Keep speaking with love. Keep choosing peace. Keep opening the door, because wealth is not far away. It's right outside, waiting for your invitation. And your words are the key. There is something so comforting about a simple story, not one filled with characters and loud endings, but one that feels like a mirror, something quiet that gently shows us something we already knew deep down. So I want to share a little picture with you. Nothing complex, just an image, like a whisper to the heart. Imagine a window in a room. That room has been closed for a long time. The curtains have been drawn, and though the sun is shining brightly outside, the light can't get in. Not because the sun isn't trying, not because it's gone, but because the window is closed. Our words can be like that window. Every time we speak from fear, from lack, from I can't or I never, it's like drawing the curtain tighter. But every time we speak something loving, something hopeful, we pull it back just a little. We let a little light in. And once the light finds its way inside, it doesn't need to be forced. It simply fills the room. Wealth is the same. It doesn't need to be chased. It doesn't need to be begged for. It only needs to be welcomed. And we welcome it not just with thoughts, but with words, with the way we speak about our lives, our possibilities, and ourselves. You don't need to tell a story of struggle. You don't need to tell the world it's too hard or it's too late. You can begin right now to tell a new story, a story where your voice is your strength, a story where every word is a blessing. Sometimes people think they need to be loud to be powerful, but soft words, when spoken with belief, can move mountains. I am open to receiving. There is enough for me. I trust in the goodness of life. These are not loud phrases, but they are strong. They open the window. They let the light in. So speak gently, speak richly, speak with the awareness that every phrase carries power. Let your words be the language of healing, welcome, of receiving. Your new story begins with your next sentence. You've come such a long way already, just by being here, just by listening. just by allowing these ideas to settle in your heart. You are not the same as you were before you started. Something within you has shifted. Something within you has softened, opened, and begun to bloom. And now it's time to take that new awareness with you, to bring it into the moments of your day, into the way you speak to yourself about your money, your dreams, your future. Prosperity is not something we earn with pain. It is something we allow with love. You don't need to be perfect with your words. You just need to be aware. You just need to choose again, moment by moment, word by word. When old phrases come up, greet them gently. Thank them for their role, and then choose something better. You are allowed to speak wealth into your life. You are allowed to use words that bless you, words that feel kind, words that feel true, and let this be your new practice. Before you speak, pause and ask, is this a word of love or of fear? If it's love, let it flow. If it's fear, you can choose again. You are so deeply worthy of speaking a new reality into being, a reality where wealth is welcome, where life supports you, where every word you say becomes a step on the path to peace, joy, and abundance. So as we close our time together, let's speak one more affirmation, not as a command, but as a gentle agreement with life. I speak with love, I speak with trust, I speak with abundance, and the universe responds. Repeat it softly, write it down if it feels right, let it live in your heart, let it grow. Because your words are not just sounds, they are invitations. And I promise you, when you speak from your heart, when you speak with hope, when you speak as someone who knows they are already enough, the whole universe listens and it answers with grace.